off, I want to thank the crowd and everybody coming out today. It was really loud there in the fourth quarter and everything we thought it would be. Very disappointed we weren't able to pull out the victory for everybody who came today. It was a great crowd. I felt like it was a game that we were really never in control of. I felt like they ran the ball. We didn't do a very good job of running the football, and because of that, I think they kind of controlled the game. We moved the ball at times, we didn't convert on fourth downs, and because of that, we were always kind of playing catch up. And so we have to learn from this. We have to grow from this. There's still a lot of football left, and figure out, get on the film and figure out where, the execution issues were, and get them fixed.
All right, we'll open it up with questions. Front row left, Bill Rabinos, Columbus Dispatch. No, go ahead. Yeah, you're right there's fine.
Okay. Ryan, defensively, their offense seemed to step ahead of you defensively, your defense, especially on those touchdowns, looked almost identical. What was the issue on defense as best you can tell?
I got to figure it out. It looked like they were in some sort of a crack scheme where the guy who's covering the man, cracking the linebacker, has to replace, and that didn't happen. And I agree with you, it didn't happen too many times, and needs to get fixed.
Over here to the right, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, any idea yet how severe Doug Proctor is hurt, and what the status of Banks is how much of those absences are still hurting you guys?
So Josh's injury looked not good on the field. So prayers are with him, and I know it was a tough moment for him to be out there. Obviously praying for the best, but it did not look good on the field.
Over to the left, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
And I know there's at least one point in the first half where you getting on carry a little bit, you seemed unhappy, coming out of that timeout with too many men. What do you want fixed? What are you unhappy with if you guys have any issues between you and Carey?
No, I just think that, when you're in the heat of the battle, we have to get things addressed and fixed, and, that's just kind of how things go. But I thought at the end they got 2 good stops for us on offense, and then we didn't do anything with it. So, the offense has got to do their part in this thing as well. And again, I don't think we established the run, and then when the defense did give the offense the ball back, we didn't do anything with it. And we had 2 opportunities that we didn't score upon. So, there's enough blame to go around here.
Over to the right, Jared Somali, WCMH.
Ryan, just about the offense, it's hard to complain the quarterback throws the kind of yardage he did today. You're referring to the run game, was that more the issue of just trying to get, instead of getting 1 or 2, getting 3 or 4,
Right.
trying to keep moving?
Yeah, I think it was kind of that way. It just seemed a little out of whack today for whatever reason, and then we didn't convert on those fourth downs. And like you said, sometimes when those go for 4 and 5 as opposed to 2 and 3, it makes all the difference in the world, especially in that plus territory. And it didn't today. And it kind of threw us off. And then it was 4th and 2, and I felt like we needed to go for it. And we threw it, and they hit us with a 0 blitz. And if we were running the ball a little bit better, probably would have ran it there. But it just didn't feel great at that moment in that spot. So that's something we got to go back on as an offensive staff and get fixed and get addressed, because we want balance, and we don't have balance in the sheet. We have 484 yards passing and 128 yards rushing. That's not balance. And when we're not balanced, we're out of whack.
Over to the left, Doug Lesmerises, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, following up about getting hit on some of those outside plays where it looked like it was simpler stuff defensively, is that especially problematic when it feels like there's maybe a flaw in what you guys are doing that they are exploiting repeatedly and that to our eyes doesn't appear to be getting fixed?
I'm going to go back on the film, and I'll give you an answer here at the beginning of next week and figure out exactly what happened and get the answer for you. Because I don't really know, other than the fact that it was, it seemed like the same play to me a couple times that they hit us on. We didn't make adjustments, and so because of that, it was very frustrating.
And just to follow up, Kerry Combs was a beloved assistant coach here. He was not a coordinator. He's back as a coordinator now, and it feels like maybe something's not quite right with that. To ask, Austin asked you about it, where are you with the scheme of this defense and Kerry Combs as a coordinator?
Well, I think that everybody on our staff works really, really hard, and we all make decisions together as a group, and ultimately it comes back on me. I'm the head coach. So, like I said, we'll go back, we'll watch the film, and then we'll figure out where to go this next week. But again, ultimately it comes back on me because I'm the head coach.
Right next door, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Ryan, you've said before when you made the switch to coordinators, you said the defense is your vision of the
not necessarily the coordinator. Does it need to change? It feels like the last few teams you have played have found ways to manipulate you guys formationally and kind of use what you do against you. I don't feel like now you need to switch that up.
Well, I think anytime you run into that situation, you have to do what you're doing right there, and you ask yourself, is it the personnel, is it the scheme, or is it the coaching? And that's where we gotta get back to the film and figure out what exactly that is. And if it's the scheme, we gotta get it fixed. If it's the coaching, we gotta do it better. If it's the personnel, we gotta make some changes.
Front row middle, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Ryan, this is your first time losing a game in the regular season as a head coach. How do you regroup from this? How do you keep the team focused and not allow this to derail the rest of your season?
Well, I mean, just go back to work and you know, I think when you go through adversity, you find out, you know, a lot about your team, you find out a lot about your leadership. And, you know, while this hurts, it feels awful, it's unacceptable, you know, the thing you're gonna find out is about your team and who the leaders are and who the guys that are with you. Because in times like this, there's a lot of finger pointing that goes on. You know, when things are going well, it's easy to lead, but when things don't go well, that's when you have to show resolve, resilience. And so that's gonna be a lesson for our guys in this game right here, or, you know, coming out of this game. And this is not fatal, but it certainly hurts, it's unacceptable, and we gotta get it fixed.
Second row middle, Patrick Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Ryan, you mentioned those fourth downs. You eventually got a couple of them, but how crucial were the fourth down plays to the result?
I thought they were huge. Yeah, I thought they were huge, and you know, I'll take the blame on that one. You know, fourth down, they came with a zero blitz the first time, and you know, they came with it the second time. We were ready, we scored on it, but the first time they got us and didn't put CJ in a great situation there. But you know, but that other one there on the run, you know, we'll have to look and see exactly what happened there. But anytime you don't convert on those fourth downs, it hurts. You know, it's I guess we could have gone for 3, but I felt like it was a back and forth game. We needed the touchdown. So we're gonna go back to work and do a better job next week.
Right behind him, Tony Girdman, Buckeye Scoop.
Ryan, your defense has faced two very different offenses. You mentioned your offense needs to be able to hang its hat on something. What does your defense hang its hat on? Can it hang its hat on anything?
No, I think so. I mean, you know, I think that you know, we're still very, very talented, and we still did a lot of good things. We got some good stops, but like you said, it wasn't good enough. I think, you know, in terms of you know, eliminating explosive plays, that's what we want to do with this style of defense. And you know, obviously the big run was big, and there was a couple other ones that popped out that you know, if that's happening, we're not at our best, and we don't have an identity if that's happening. Because, you know, we want to have a 4-down front, we want to get after the quarterback, stop the run, and then certainly have that safety in the middle of the field to you know, avoid big plays. But if that's not happening, then we're not executing the defense properly.
We got time for just a couple more over here to the right. Clay Hall, WSYX.
Might be beating a dead horse here. What was the most glaring thing on defense? Was it no pressure on the quarterback, can't set the edge? Trying to think, it just seemed like so much time and space for them.
I mean, again, I gotta, you know, go back and really, you know, when you come out of the game, sometimes it seems helter-skelter to you. You just remember plays, and there's a lot going on, a lot to process. But I know that, you know, the 3rd and 9 coming out on the 1-yard line, you know, it looked like, you know, somebody had somebody man-to-man, they were in conflict, and that didn't work out, and that they said the same one for a touchdown later on. And the perimeter run play where we didn't get the crack, that showed up a couple times. And so, you know, if they hit you with it once, you know, that's not good, but you want to get it fixed. If they hit you with it twice, then there's an issue that needs to be fixed. And so we got to look at that and figure out what that is.
We got time for one more. We've got CJ here. I want to get him in there. Final question, Tim May, Emeritus.
Yeah, is there one play right now, you hit touch on a bunch of them, that right now, Ryan, if you could call over again, you would, you know? And then I'm still want to ask you, but to hit on Crystal Lobby, have him right in front of you and stuff, were you surprised it wasn't reviewed, there was no flag? I mean, what was your review?
I was told it was reviewed, and then they made the decision that he turned his head right before, because it did look like that to me, but, you know, that they saw it upstairs in slow motion, and didn't. One callback, I probably wish I had a couple back. I probably wish that I had maybe in that last drive tried to run the ball a little bit more. Was probably trying to force the issue a little bit too much downfield, but you know, I think that was just the way the game was going, and I felt like, you know, we had a pretty good rhythm throwing the ball at the time, and that gave us the best chance. But there'll be a lot of second guessing. There always is after a loss. So I think if we find that balance, there's less second guessing.
Coach, thank you very much.